For some reason that I don't fully understand, I need to know that there's wild animals. I prefer to be surrounded by like big trees and little bugs and animals that are moving long distances. You know, just thinking, sitting around and just being alone for me in a lot of ways is the most comforting thing. There's not a lot of people around here in western Wyoming, and the animals fill that void. You lose track of what normal is sometimes, and like that baseline that you usually get from interacting with other people who remind you of what normal is. I've enjoyed losing that, really, and just becoming myself. Essentially everything is a story in our human world, and that idea of spending a long time with a particular group of animals and trying to tell their story is what I like to think about and dream about. Those animals that migrate are the wildest ones. They're the ones that define the edges of an ecosystem. And I like that idea of trying to show the world through a wild animal's perspective. Pronghorn changed my life. Just watching them over a couple years, I fell in love with them. They're leftovers from a past world. They've seen the changes in front of them over the thousands and thousands of years. You know, there's this cycle that we all go through, and then we pass it on. That's life. That's what makes it so joyous, is we don't know how long we have. To be reminded about that through a wild animal is a gift. In a lot of ways, my work feels meaningless on a day-to-day basis. It's hard because a lot of times I don't make pictures. Nothing happens, something's fucked up the cord or whatever. All these electronics, something messes up. And frequently I'll show up and nothing. So I just look at the camera and think, why the hell do I do this? I got nothing. I got nothing to show from that work. It's failures. It's pretty much failure after failure. And then you get that gift about once a year. Is my work worth spending more time on my work than my girlfriend? Is my work worth essentially dedicating my life to it? And that changes from time to time. Like sometimes I think that, and other times I think, you know, I should just pack it in. I should just go into town and get a job and actually have a real relationship. It's always been a hard thing to figure out. Do you work, or do you try to make yourself happy, or do you try to plan for the future, or do you try to live in the moment? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to figure out. I'm not out there to climb mountains and do this like extra strenuous activity that makes my calves look good or whatever. It's about sustaining my happiness from day to day and getting those experiences in the wild that make me feel like part of this earth. When is it time to move? When is it time to stop? If I continue on with this migration work, it's all that I'll have ever done. And I like the idea of living a life filled with doing all kinds of different things. I want to ride a motorcycle from Mexico to Argentina. I want to live on a sailboat for 10 years in Southeast Alaska. I want to ride a bike around Greece and Italy, start an apple cider orchard at my farm in South Dakota and live there, and just make cider for the rest of my life. I feel like I'm 30 and I've finally gotten over trying to become something that I'm not. The pictures that I'm making are for myself. They're to help me understand these migrations, but more importantly, how I want to live. A wild mind sounds pretty good to me.